Okay, folks. So let's begin sitting. And as I hear the bird clock in the other room announcing the hour, I read an article recently. They did some study where people who heard the basic idea was who were people who lived in a place where they could hear different kinds of bird song were I guess happier or it seemed to affect them in a positive way. What's not too surprising, right? I'm not sure if the bird clock qualifies, but it kind of cracks me up. Occasionally it irritates me, but mostly I like it. So welcome. Let's just start by sitting, and I thought it would be interesting after a couple moments to just use simple sound to kind of connect to and enliven the breath. So let's just take a couple moments and let the breath be and kind of notice that kind of welcoming into awareness, ourselves as we are, our breath as it is. Sometimes it helps me often to just orient to the actual sensation of breathing coming in through the nose and moving into the breathing spaces. And so the basic idea is kind of, sort of short, medium, and longer. So first we'll do Om, and this will be freely, you don't have to follow me. We'll do Om short sounding, and then a little longer and a little longer, okay? So you can begin when you're ready or when you hear me. Om. Good, and maybe Ujjayi breath wants to appear now. We'll do a little seated kind of upper body and arm vinyasa. Let's try this, friends. Think maybe 50 to 70% because we're just getting going. When you inhale, let one arm be drawn upwards. And then you might want to lean into your hand. Exhale, a little side bend. Or, what feels right for you. It may be small, medium, or large. Just what feels easy. So now as you inhale and come back up, raise both arms. And then exhale, both arms come down. Nice. So then the other side, inhale, one arm is lifted. Be aware of that side. Exhale, gentle side bend. Your focus could be out or whatever direction, again, feels good for you. Now as you come back to center, inhale, both arms open so the chest can be open. Exhale, down. Okay, so you can either go at your own time or follow me again. Inhaling, one arm is drawn up. Be aware of that side, kind of highlighted. Exhale, gentle movement of the belly in. Propose the pose. And inhale, come back to center. Exhale, arms come down. Yeah, and there's lots of variations, so we'll go one more time like that as your breath takes you. Okay, take your time. When this one completes, let's raise the arms on the inhale one more time and stay a breath. Okay, so inhale, carry both arms upwards. Stay, exhale. Maybe the elbows soften a little bit. Just a little bit of that kind of responsive movement while we stay. Inhale, maybe re-lengthen. You'll feel the whole upper body kind of orchestrate to create this exhale down. Good. Now when you come down, let your arms settle and just bow your head or curve your spine a little bit. And then come back to center. Pause just a moment. Maybe your arms, your hands rest on your legs and just feel into the upper body, head, neck, shoulders, arms, chest. So let's, when you're ready, open your eyes if they're closed, and let's start the standing section as you're ready. Okay, so you can transition to standing. You could be at the back of your mat, I think, for what we're going to go into. Okay, so let's try this now. So the pattern we'll do is we'll raise the arms on the inhale, and when you bend forward, sweep your hands behind your back. Okay, so I'll get you started. So inhale, arms will sweep wide. Feel your whole stature. Exhale, bend forward, and you can sweep your hands behind your back. And then reverse. Inhale, extend through the crown of the head and the fingertips lead. Come back to standing. And go forward bend again or lower your arms in between. Your choice. Exhale, sweeping, bending. Hands rest on your low back or sacrum. And inhale, rise back up. Again, in between you can lower the arms or bend forward again. Just go like this for another couple breath cycles. Per your breath, per your interest. Beautiful. Okay. Nice. And now the next time you bend forward, why don't you stay a couple breaths. You could let your arms drape into the ground if you want. Let the breath come and go. And eventually let the inhale bring you back up. But take your time. Wait for your natural cycle to bring you back up. Nice. And when you exhale, the arms will come down. Okay, let's do a little bit of Virabhadrasana. Okay, so let's turn out the right a bit, left foot forward. And maybe you can see how it feels. So have your, maybe open your foot a little bit, Ginny, to your left. So your pelvis is warrior one, so your pelvis faces forward easily. Yeah, somewhere in that territory. If you want, you could have your hands behind your back like we just did as a starting place. If that's stressful, just let your arms hang. As you inhale, bend the front knee, sweep the arms up. Little pause after inhale, savor that. Exhale, abdomen actively flows in as you lengthen the leg and the hands behind the back. Okay, so try that again a couple times. Inhale, I'm aware of my chest expanding from inside. Little pause. Exhale, belly is flowing in. Hands behind the back. Nice. Like that again. Okay. Now, see if it's okay to go one more time. Stay one breath. Okay, so inhale, go in. Now as you stay here, exhale, maybe a little bending of the elbows, so the arms have a little bit of fluidity relating to breath. Inhale, a kind of re-lengthening. When you exhale, come back to that starting place. Tuck your wings behind you. Okay, and then release the arms, step back, pause a moment. Nice. Okay, let's turn out left. Right foot will stride forward. Hands can be behind the back. Wait for the breath cycle. And again, when inhale comes, awareness of the prana vayu, the center of the chest, receiving. Pause a little, savor that. Awareness, exhale, the low belly, the apana vayu, drawing in. Continue like that a couple of times. Good. As we go forward, there's a gentle reach of the back foot and heel into the ground. Lovely, good. Now let's say after this one you go and stay a breath, again with those micro movements in the joints, in the arms as you stay. So the body is, we're going with the natural pulsation of respiration. Lovely. So when you finish, release your arms. Just take a moment, step back, come into samastiti or simple standing, and we pause. And how about now if we'll use the same arms and we'll go into forward bend and chair. Okay, so if hands behind the back, or they could just start down again. And as you inhale again, sweeping the arms wide, your breath is now getting longer in time. So exhale, bend forward, sweep your hands behind your back, Uttanasana. Good, now come into chair, sweep your arms wide and overhead, bend the knees, kind of a half squat, we could call it, right? And then exhale, bend forward and just release your arms back into the ground this time. Stay a breath. And when inhale comes, arms reach wide and you rise to upward reaching, standing. Exhale, arms settle into gravity. How's that? Okay, so let's try that. Again, inhaling, arms wide, heels into the ground. Exhale in that low belly, navel area, bending forward. Sweep your hands behind the back. Release your shoulders, neck, and head. Inhale, chest. Bend the knees, half squat or chair. Good. Now exhale, bend forward. Release the arms and your spine and your head and your worries, if any. And just abide there for a breath or two. Eventually, inhale will carry you up per your cycle of breathing. Exhale, arms down. Good. So pause a moment and then why don't you go through one more time. If you want to stay a breath in the chair, your choice. Otherwise, repeat what we did. Go ahead when you're ready, friends. Nice pulsation, yeah. So take your time. Again, some of us will finish sooner than others, and we honor each other's individuality. And when you finish, just notice the effect of that. Good. Let's open. If you're using a mat, you can face the long side of your mat, open wide but not extreme. And let's look a little bit at Parshva Konasana, or side angle. Okay, so we're going to turn the right, this is in terms of alignment, sort of the general territory. Turn in your right foot a few degrees, 15 maybe, turn out left 75 to 90, yeah. And we just want to do a test drive here. The leg that you turned out, when you bend your knee, you want it to track the center of the knee towards your second toe. So the center of the knee joint is over the center of the ankle. Yeah, and then come back. And the sitting bone is towards the heel. So yeah, looks great. Okay, so let's go like this now. So as you inhale, bend that knee again, tracking knee over ankle. Arms go wide to the horizon, like kind of like a warrior two. Now exhale, bring your elbow to your thigh, or and reach up. Let's just start with that. And then inhale, come back up, arms wide. You could keep that knee bent. Exhale, straighten the leg as you lower your arms. And then we'll go again. Inhale, opening, bending the knee. Exhale, side bend. Now, if you can bring your hand to the floor on the inside of your foot or the outside, and that feels good to you, it's an option. Stay a breath now. Inhale, raise the arm, look up a bit. Exhale, raise the arm vertical, look out or even down. Feel the inhale in the chest bring you back to center, to a vertical, I should say, and exhale, lower the arms, straighten the leg. Okay, so go like that again on your own timing, or you can follow me. Inhale, widen. Exhale, side bend, elbow to thigh or hand towards floor. When you inhale, extend the reach more overhead from the heel to the hand. Look up a bit. Turn the chest skyward. Exhale, arm goes up. Look down or out. And return to vertical spine on inhale. So beautiful. Exhale, arms down. Beautiful. Now stay wide, but come to parallel stance. Let's do a short kind of transitional between sides. So hands could be on your hips. Inhale, shoulders back, chest lifts. Exhale, bending forward, long spine, long spine, long spine until the end, release, and you could slide your hands towards your feet or even drape them into the ground. Let's rest a breath or two here. Prasarita. Prasarita means to spread, in this case, the widening of the legs. Eventually, when you inhale, you can retrace that course. Inhale, lengthens, retrace your hands up the legs. Good. You can now turn in left, rotate out the right hip. Let's just do one test drive, just focusing dedication of that knee over ankle, sitting bone to heel. Good. While keeping the pelvis relatively open, right? And then straighten. And we'll start again. Inhaling, bending, widening the arms. Lovely. Exhale, my belly flows in. I lean into the ledge of my thigh, reach up. Inhale, return to center. Exhale, arms down. Good, long breath. Inhale, Ujjayi, opening. Exhale now again, either to the thigh or the floor per your Sthira Sukham. Inhale, chest, reach up, look up. Exhale, look out or down, reach the arm more vertical. What do you feel in your neck? Inhale, come back, rebound to vertical, wide arms. Exhale, arms down. Okay, so you know this. Go ahead one more time in your beautiful flow of breath. Go ahead. When that's completed, and if you're still in it, you'll do the counter pose in the wide stance when you're ready. So eventually feet are comfortably wide, bending forward, exhale. stay a breath or two. Arms could drape, or you could fold your arms. Lots of variations here. Eventually, inhale, animates the spine into length, come back to vertical. Now you could do like heels, toes, back to center, or just step, 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 step. If you're feeling spry, you could jump together. Pause a moment. Let your arms just hang. What do you notice? If we just take a moment to notice sensation in the body. How settled? Is there a settling or a energizing or both? Whatever the case may be. Very good. Okay, so let's come to hands and knees. Actually, I think it would be interesting to start sitting either on your heels or standing on your knees if sitting on your heels does not make your joints happy or your back, okay? We'll do a short Surya Namaskara. So you could start with your hands on your thighs, or you could bring your palms together, whatever you're drawn to. With the support of the light of the sun, even if it's cloudy, right? The sun is always there. And as you inhale, standing on your knees, raise your arms. Standing on your knees, raise your arms. Now exhale, bend forward. If there's strain in the back, then bend the elbows as you bend forward. Or sweep them behind the back. Nice, Val. And then place your hands on the floor. Inhale to all fours. Let's just go through the whole thing, because you know this stuff. Exhale, downward dog. Push pelvis back and up. Stay for a breath cycle here. And then we reverse. When you inhale, lower the knees as you lift the chest. Exhale back to child's pose. Inhale, rise to kneel standing. Some of you could maybe lean your pelvis forward a little bit, tail, and exhale back to your starting place, either kneel standing or kneel sitting. Let the breath just respond for a moment. Maybe you let go of Ujjayi. Okay, is that clear? So go through one more time. I think I'll let you go at your own pace. Just enjoy that. When you finish, you can lie down. As you do that, I'm going to chant. Om Savitre Namaha. Om Savitre Namaha. Om Savitre Savitri Namaha. Om Savitri Namaha. Take your time, friends. When you're ready, lie down a moment. We'll take an interlude of reveling in or being with sensation of body, experience of breath, any thoughts, feelings, or images that move through awareness. If you'd like, you could imagine that you're lying in the energizing light of the sun. And there's a special variation of finger contact nyasa I'd like to offer you today. So just to review, the finger contact is where we touch the thumbs to the ends of the fingers consecutively. It'll be index, middle, ring, and little, and then back to index. One breath, inhale, exhale for each, right? So my thought is while you're doing that, we're going to point and flex the feet. So let's try this. So touch your thumbs to the ends of your index fingers. And if extending your legs is not comfortable, then just do the hands and that's fine. So as you stay there, inhale, pointing both feet, and then exhaling, gently flexing the feet. And then move your thumbs to the next fingers. So inhaling Ujjayi, several seconds, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8 seconds in, maybe a little pause. Stay there with the fingers, exhale, flexing, maybe pause a little, and then to the next fingers, and so on like that for a while. Okay, could you continue, do 2 more, and consciously pausing after inhale and exhale. When you complete the one you're on, you could just let the feet relax, let the hands and fingers rest, and feel, so where the attention goes, the prana flows. So we've brought our attention and movement and touch to our distant or distal ends of the limbs to support the vyana vayu, the movement of prana that governs circulation. Sometimes it's big movements like we were just doing, other times these very focused, smaller movements, incredibly helpful. Okay, now could we do 3 or 4 breaths where we do the feet like that, but we'll do a little bigger movement in the arms and proposing these comfortable pauses after each phase of the breath. So would you bring your arms alongside of your body, palms down. And as you inhale, you're going to gradually raise your arms through the air as you point your feet. Dip your nose down just a little, keep the back of the neck long. Exhale, belly draws in, and you flex your feet as your hands come back down to the floor by your pelvis. So inhale, raising the arms overhead, pointing. Hands come to the floor overhead if you can. Pause. Exhale, belly draws in, arms down, flexing. Pause. A couple more times like that, letting the breath lengthen naturally. Good. Good. When you complete this one, consciously release your limbs, arms, legs, spine, jaw, eyes, whole body. Just drop into full yoga nidra. You've all been practicing a long time. You can just kind of like hint it and your system will go in that direction. I'm sure you know that. At least at times, right? Okay, friends, so let's bend the knees. So, in a way, we can stay in that deep inner awareness, observing and experiencing simultaneously as we move now. And then what were we going to do? This will be fun. Okay, friends, so let's keep the right foot on the floor, okay, and stretch your left foot towards the sky. So, foot above the sitting, yeah. And I think we'll just leave the arms down now, okay? So we're going to be aware of the beautiful bowl, the kind of circular, spherical, bowl-like nature of your pelvis, right? Now, as you inhale, you're going to lower your left leg towards the floor, straight down, but don't touch. So let your heel come like within about 6 inches. Inhale. Now exhale, draw in the belly, lift your leg again towards the sky. Now the second movement is inhaling, open your left leg to the left. Yeah, so kind of to the side and maybe up a little per your range. You stretch, keep the right foot standing. Exhale, come back so the heel is above the sitting bone. And we're going to alternate like that. One time inhaling, lower the leg downwards. Don't touch, hover. Exhale, belly draws in, then just after it, leg lifts. Good. Inhale into your chest. Open the leg to your side. Doesn't have to be huge, just so you get a nice little proposal of opening in the pelvis. Exhale, draw in the belly, come back. You get the idea. Okay, so go again like that in each direction. Lovely, great. Okay, and then when you've completed, don't rush, but you'll just step the foot down. Good. And I think in between sides, let's do this to keep the lightness in the chest. Just the arms now. Inhale, float your arms overhead onto the floor. Exhale down. And one more time like that. Okay. Take your time. When you're ready, step that other foot into the sky. Wait for the inhale so we're inhaling in the chest first, lower the leg. Draw in a little bit of envelope breathing. Belly goes in, leg lifts. And then to the side. And you're going to explore this. So the low back and pelvis will be relatively stable. Ujjayi breathing will actually amplify everything on all levels, if that is available to you, to sustain, and it sustains you. Why don't you do one more if you're near finishing this round, one more time in each direction. Yeah. When that's completed, pause a moment, and then again, just to feel the effects in motion, you could do a couple of arm raises, inhale and exhale, arms overhead and down, little pauses maybe. Yeah. Okay. Then let that be. Let's bring the knees Okay, let me just say this. So if your back and hips are a little vulnerable or healing or achy or whatever, leave your feet on the floor and just tilt your knees. If you're doing okay in that territory, start with your knees towards your chest and your arms in a T position on the floor at shoulder height. Okay, let's do Jathara Parivritti, revolving of the abdomen. So when you exhale, bring your legs to the left, and you can either keep your head center or turn your head in the opposite direction comfortably. Pause. Inhale, chest, return to center. Chest first, so the belly can stay supported. Yeah. So go like this to the other side. And the head turn sometimes can just be very slight. Doesn't have to be full range every time. Okay, now pause. So you could repeat that, or if it feels right to you, could extend your legs some or completely straight and bring the feet towards the hand on each side, or keep your knees bent and knees towards elbows. So go again. The legs can either hover or release. If we're doing the tilting knees, they can move just a small amount, and there's great benefit as well. Beautiful. Okay, friends, now let's go one more time on each side. Do the version where your breath can be, long and smooth, and stay a breath on each side. Okay, so go into that as you're ready. Spend a breath. Mm-hmm. Mm. Yes. Take your time. When you've completed each side, pause in the center for a moment. And let's do this now. Would you bring your hands over your knees to chest, hands over your knees? And we're going to alternate inhaling both feet to the sky as you raise your arms onto the floor overhead. So, Urdhva Prasrita Padasana. Exhale to Apanasana again, knees to chest, hands to knees. And you can alternate like that. Good. Stay with Ujjayi. Now, start to, on the inhale, as you extend, also spread the legs. Doesn't have to be maximum the first time, but inhale, open the legs some. So interesting, stretch, and then also draw them together and bend. Go a little slower if you can. You've got more in your breath than I think you realize. Extend to a happy opening. Good. Now this next time you can open and stay a breath or two. Hands could connect behind the knees to the ankles or hook the toes per your comfortable range. Stay a breath or two perhaps. Mm-hmm. And on an exhalation, return. Draw it together and bend. Good. And then settle your feet down and see if your hips and back want to rest either with your knees bent or extend your legs for a moment. It's a lot of flexion in the hips actually, so rest and listening to my instructions takes some energy, of course. Just take a few moments here where you just listen to the instruction of your, or the experience in your body and breath. Okay, friends, so let that be. When you're ready, roll to one side and let's explore a couple of things in sitting. We're going to sit in Konasana, or, legs open posture. So depending on your range, etc., some people will do well to sit on a blanket or two or three. Some people keeping their legs straight feels sthira sukham, easeful. Other people will do better to bend their knees up. Okay, so or you could do that also, yeah. So let's revisit the motions we did in the beginning with this different base. Okay, so let's try. Inhale, one arm goes up. And exhale to the side, either in space or over that leg. Slightly different. Inhale, as you come back, raise both arms. Exhale, other side. Hand could go to the floor or inside your leg. You can play with that. Inhale as you come back, both arms. And then after that, rest the arms down. Okay? Now go again. Only difference is stay a breath on the side. So start the same way. One arm is lifted, inhaling. Exhale, propose a side bend. Propose rather than impose. Stay a breath cycle here. And when you come back, both arms extend and lift a little. So it's a little more demanding to lift, I find. And when you exhale, the other side. And go at your own pace. Ujjayi breathing. Allow for pauses. Good. When the inhale comes, raise the arms. And then exhale, you'll settle the arms down. Good. Pause a moment. And let's now explore some forward bending in the sagittal, right? So you could be on your legs, or you could put your hands on the, if you tend to be very mobile and you actually kind of have to hold back a little bit to support and contain, put your hands on the floor and you can actually push back into your sitting bones. If it's harder for you to release, you can also use your arms to give weight forward. So when you exhale, start to bend forward partially, and then stay and float a little bit. And then exhale, maybe you go just a teensy bit farther. And inhale, you float out a little bit. So there's not a hanging, right? This kind of hang. I'm not sure is so good. But there's a buoyancy from the breath and the prana. There's the pulsation of the body, like I don't know, if we watch living creatures, they're always pulsing, right? The breath, the blood. And if you need to come out and rest a moment and re-enter, you're in your body and breath, do so. If you need to gather the legs together and then reopen, we're just going to take maybe a minute or two here to either stay and deepen or come out, rest and return. Trust yourself. I trust you. So spend a little time with this. I'm going to chant a little bit as you breathe. Oh. So when you do gradually come out, take a moment. So come out of a stretch in any particular area, and gather your legs so they're in just a less stretchy opening for most of us. Maybe cross-legged or something simple. Just take a moment to sit and meditate on the feeling effect in your system. Resting in that place where all is well, even though in certain ways things may be transitioning or in tumult or turbulence. There's a core of us where all is well. Rest in that for just a moment. Now, after the demands, the gifts of that, but also the demands of that, I'm going to have us lie down for a little counter pose, okay? So the legs have been open and stretched, kind of turned out-ish. So why don't you lie down and we'll explore a constructive rest posture. And so bring your feet a little wider than the width of your hips. And bring your heels just a little wider than the balls of your feet, so you're slightly toed in. And let the knees fall towards each other. For some people, the legs can just rest together, almost like a teepee. And now the hands, I'll give you a couple options today. They could rest on the front pelvic bones, so the fingers will be sort of in the groin area. That's a very beautiful, simple place. Another option, if you have shoulder issues, probably not, but let me offer this. Another option would be if you reach your hands towards the ceiling, straight above your shoulders, and your palms are facing like towards your knees. And then you cross your elbows, and then you bring your hands to just kind of hang on either side of your ribs, so the thumbs are sort of resting on below the mounds of the shoulders. Yeah, so the elbows are either kind of in line with the center or so. And you could you could hug yourself if you want, but you could also then just let the hands be kind of passive, like grape clusters. If that's uncomfortable, come back to the first placement of the hands. And let's just rest a couple moments, letting the back of the head continue to settle into the ground. The bridge of the neck resting, flowing into the valley of the mid and upper back, into the little bridge of the lower back, and pooling into the sacrum from head to tail, spine resting, and just letting the breath be now, no special technique, just resting the easy light of awareness in your body and breath, body resting into gravity. All is well. collect your attention for a moment, be aware of the tip of your nose, the hollow at the base of the throat, the center of your sternum, the navel, this midline in the front of the body. Now you're welcome to stay here in this arrangement, or at some point you could unfold your arms and or legs and come into extended Shavasana. So either stay in this a while longer or extend either upper, lower limbs or both and rest a little bit more. Letting the reservoir fill. Yeah, so our being energized, the savitre of the sun, comes not from pushing or from the mental or the will, but from a buoyancy that comes from when our prana fills, and rest is part of that. So let there be one or two more moments where everything is still. And from that deep stillness that's always there, let yourself now be aware of your choice to move or be still. If you wish, you could swallow, move your fingers and toes a little. Eventually the legs may rebend if your legs are long, and etc. until maybe palming of the eyes as we re-enter the world of movement and volition, that palms over the eyes rather than the fingers, heels of the hands and the cheekbones. Yeah. Okay, and when you're ready, you could roll to your side and return to a simple seated posture, or just explore a little bit more breathing and sound and how they support each other. So let's sit, and we'll use our friend this technique of the finger contact nyasa. One breath, inhale, exhale with the thumb at the end of each finger, starting with the index. So let's begin. We'll start with breath, and then we'll introduce a very simple sound. Okay, so when you're ready, sitting comfortably and join the index fingers with the ends of the thumbs and let the breath come in. And you can do kind of a loud passive breath or a gentle ujjayi per what your system feels like. So do about one round of that or so. Inhale and exhale at each finger. Allow any pauses that naturally arise to be there. after this next breath, would you pause a moment? And now we'll do the same thing, but an option now that when you're, so I would suggest, as you've been doing, let the breath come in through the nose, and now, option now, when you exhale, to sound Om at a volume that feels right to you. In some sense of that we're in different spaces, but we're doing this together. You're on your own, following your unique rhythm and connected to everyone else at the same time. So finger contact nyasa, inhale, chanting Om. Now, after this one, could you do 4 more silently chanting Om during the exhalation? And you could eventually let that go and sit and feel and be and allow for a moment. The deepest part of you where all is well. Smile to that deep place, that deep well within you. And let's now take the palms over the eyes. Bless the eyes. And then to your heart area, blessing the heart. And then to the abdomen. If you'd like, to your knees or feet. And then to the crown of the head. You could do a namaste or simply touch the fingers. And then eventually you could float back to the heart. And let's end today with the traditional practice of Sattvika Tyagam. We offer the benefits of our practice for ourselves and for the benefit of all. So we could try this. So we'll do Om Namaha. So we'll do it first to everyone to your left. Okay, so you inhale and you chant Om Namaha. Inhale, come back to center. Then to the right. Om Namaha. Come back to center, and then everyone forward and back. Om Namaha. And then back to yourself. One more time for yourself. Om Namaha. Namaste to all of you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much. Take care, be well. Happy weekend.
Thank you, Kevin. That was really beautiful. Mm.
I love that practice. Sometimes I'm like, really? Everyone, like, it's like, that's the whole universe. So, you know, um,
That's beautiful.
yeah, I learned that basically from Dolphy. I'm grateful for that. I mean, it's a traditional thing, but she brought it alive for me. So, good.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, Val.
Bye, Kevin.
Bye,
Thank you.
Emily. Thank you. Bye, Ginny. I don't hear you right now, but yeah, it's okay. I can see you if you're just saying goodbye.